A boy with no home.
Oliver!
A boy with no family.
Oliver!
But a boy who keeps the hope alive.
Oliver!
A boy whose search for love
Oliver!
turns into an extraordinary adventure.
what you're about to receive. May the Lord make you truly thankful.
Amen.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
What?
Please, sir, I want some more.
More?
Catch him!
Snatch him! Right! Before we put the lad to task, may I be so curious as to ask his name? Oliver, Oliver, never before has a boy wanted more. Oliver, won't ask for more when he knows what's in store. There's a dark, thin, winding stairway without any banister, which will throw him down and feed him a cockroach served in a canister.
Oliver.
What will he do when he's turned black and blue? He will curse the day somebody named him Oliver. Oliver, never before has a boy wanted more. Oliver,
Won't ask for more when he knows what's in store.
there's a sooty chimney long overdue for sweeping out, which will push him up, and one day next year the rats will be creeping out.
Oliver.
What will he do when this terrible stew? He will rule the day somebody named him Oliver.
Lock him up, take away his belongings, and bring him back when you're finished. To bed, all of you!
Yes, you're quite right, Mrs. Corney. We must get rid of this canker in our midst. That boy was born to be hung, Mrs. Corney. I've never been shocked in all my days.
Oh, hush, Mr. Bumble. You must have had quite a turn. Now sit down and have a nice cup of tea.
It's nice to be appreciated, Mrs. Corney. These here paupers in this parish don't appreciate me. Anti-parochially are, Mum. Anti-parochial. We have given away a matter of 20 loaves and a cheese and a half this very blessed afternoon. And still, them paupers is not contented.
Of course they're not. When would they be? Sweet, Mr. Bumble?
Very sweet indeed, Mum.
Oh, why, you little tinker, you.
Oh, you have a cat, Mum, I see. And kittens too, I declare.
Oh, yes, and I'm so fond of them you can't imagine, Mr. Bumble. And they're fond of their home, too.
Mrs. Corney, Mum, I must say that any cat or kitten that could live with you, Mum, and not be fond of its home is an idiot and don't deserve to live in it.
Oh, Mr. Bumble.
There's no use disguising facts, Mum. An idiot. Why, I drowned it myself. With pleasure.
Well, then you're a hard-hearted man and all.
Hard-hearted Mrs. Corny? Hard-hearted Mum? Are you hard-hearted Mrs. Corny?
That's a rather curious question coming from a single man. What can you want to know for? Mr. Bumble! I shall scream!
No, you wouldn't. Hey, oh, if I wanted something special, then you couldn't say no. Did I nearly catch you smiling? Yes, I did, and it's beguiling. If your hand is close, I'll press it. Yes, you like it, come confess it. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I shall scream. I shall scream. Hasten to my rescue. I shall scream.
Since there's nobody that's near us who could see us or could hear us, if I ask you, can I kiss you? Say, what will my pretty miss do?
I shall scream. Scream. Scream.
If I pinch you one pinch from your shy protective shell, can I uninch you 1 inch? Will my blithesome buxom beauty let a suitor do his duty? Though his lap ain't very large, dear, sit upon it, there's no charge, dear. Will you sit?
No, I shan't.
Will you sit?
I shall scream. I shall scream. For the safety of my virtue, I shall scream. Though your knee is rather cozy, see my cheeks are getting rosy. You would have me in your power if I sat here for an hour.
I shall scream, scream, scream.
You're a naughty bad man. If you think I can't be proper, prim and hearty, I can. And you'll pardon if I mention, you must state your true intention.
Is there not another room here?
Oh,
If there were a bride and groom here, would there be?
no. Well, there might.
We shall see.
I shall scream. I shall scream. At the thought of what you're thinking, I shall scream.
You will wonder where that scream went when we come to an agreement. As my lovey-dovey is chubby, could she love a chubby hubby?
I shall scream, Mr. Bumble. I shall scream, Bumble Wumble. I shall scream, scream, scream.
Right foot, Mom.
Oh, you would. Get a good price for him, Mr. Bumble.
One boy for sale. He's going cheap. Only 7 guineas. That's all they're about. Small boy, rather pale, through lack of sleep. Feed him gruel dinners, stop him getting stout. If I should say he wasn't very greedy, I could not, I'd be telling have you ever seen as nice? A boy for sale. Liberal terms, Mr. Sobry. Liberal terms. £5.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was needing a boy.
Good. Then it is settled. £5, please.
If you don't mind, Mr. Bumble, cash upon liking. Cash upon liking. Mrs. Sobry!
What is that?
Will you have the goodness to come in here a moment, my dear?
What do you want? Well, what is it?
My dear, I told Mr. Bumble
Hello, Mr. Bumble.
Hello, Mrs. Sobry.
that we may consider taking in this boy to help around the shop.
Dear me, he's very small.
Yes, he is rather small. There's no denying that. But he'll grow, Mrs. Sobry. He'll grow.
And well, I dare say he will. On our victuals and our drink. They're a waste of time, these workhouse boys. Always cost more to keep than what they're worth. But still, you men think you know best. What are we gonna do with him?
There's an expression of melancholy in his face, my dear, which is very interesting. He'd make a delightful coffin follower.
Hey, what?
Not a regular coffin follower to follow grown-ups, but for the children's practice. Be very nice to have a follower in proportion, my sweet. Superb effect the more I think about it.
For once, just once, you've had a decent idea. Very well then, boy, what's your name?
Oliver. Oliver Twist, Mum.
A singular name.
Aye, Mum. And one of my own choosing.
Yours, Mr. Bumble?
Mine, Mrs. Sobry.
And how's that, Mr. Bumble?
The boy's mother came to us destitute. Brings the child into the world, takes one look at him, and promptly dies without leaving so much as a forwarding name or address.
Dear, dear. Well now, Ollie, that twist. Do you think you could look like that gentleman over there? Maybe if I had a black hat.
Never mind, Black
The
Cat.
boy is right. Get him a top hat. These things are seen proper and correct. Very well then, Oliver, stand under the picture. And we get that the top hat! Really, Henry, it takes you twice as long to do anything as anyone else. Yes, yes. Do you think you could hold that expression for a long time with a large crowd watching you?
Yes, Mum. I think so.
He's a born undertaker's mute. I can see him in a black silk suit, following behind the funeral procession with his feet just fixed in a suitable expression. There'll be horses with tall black plumes to escort us to the family tombs, with mourners in all corners who've been taught to weep in tune. Then the coffin lined with satin, that's your funeral.
That's your funeral!
Large enough to wear your hat in, That's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
We're just here to glamorize you for that endless sleep. You might just as well look fetching when you're 6 feet deep. At the wake, we'll drink a toddy to the body beautiful. That's your funeral.
Not our funeral.
That's your funeral. If you're fond of overeating, that's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
Starve yourself by undereating, that's your funeral.
That's my funeral?
Visualize the earth descending on you, clod by clod. You can't come back when you're buried underneath the sod. We will not reduce our prices. Keep your vices usual. That's your funeral.
Not our funeral.
That's your funeral.
I don't think this song is funny.
That's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
There's the boy. Now where's the money?
That's your funeral.
That's your funeral.
We don't harbor thoughts macabre. There's no need to frown. In the end, we'll either burn you up or nail you down. We love coughs and wheezes and diseases called incurable. That's your funeral. No one else's funeral. That's yours.
That's your
funeral.
Very well then, boy. That's your job. Junior coffin follower. Have you eaten yet? No, Mum. Not since... Charlotte! Charlotte! What? Bring in some of those cold bits we put out for the dog. It hasn't been in all day, so it can go without them. I dare say the boy isn't too dainty to eat them. Are you, boy? Charlotte, love, this is the new boy. Give them to him. Have you done?
Yes, Mum.
Glad to hear it. Henry, get to bed! Charlotte, don't stand there just gawking. Well now, Oliver Twist, your bed's underneath the counter. Don't mind sleeping on coffins, I suppose. But it doesn't much matter if you do or you don't, because you can't sleep nowhere else. Where is love? Does it fall from skies above? Is it underneath the willow tree that I've been dreaming of? Where is she? Who must I travel far and wide till I am beside the someone who I can mean something to. Where is love? Who can say where she may hide? Must I travel far and wide till I am beside the someone who I can mean something to. Where is
Open the door, will ya? I say, open the door.
I will directly, sir.
Are you the new boy?
Yes, sir.
Well, how old are you?
13, sir.
Then I'll whop you one when I get in there. You just see if I don't, you little workhouse brat.
Did you knock, sir?
I kicked.
Did you want a coffin, sir?
No, but you'll be wanting one before very long if you start cheeking your superiors. I suppose you don't know who I am, do you?
No, sir. I can't say as I do.
I am Mr. Noah Claypole, and you're under me. Now go fix up the curtains, you idle young scallywag.
Hello, Noah. I saved a nice little bit of bacon for you from the master's breakfast. Oliver, shut that door. Take them bits and tea over there and eat them. And make haste, because I want you to mind the shop, do you hear?
Do you hear, workus?
Oh, Noah, what a tease you are. Let the boy alone.
Let him alone? Why, I'm trying to give the boy a change, you silly thing. Everyone's left him alone. His father left him alone. His mother left him alone. Everyone left him alone. Everyone but dear old, kind old Noah. Hey, Charlotte?
You are one.
Workus, tell me, how's your mother?
You leave my mother out of this. She's dead.
Oh, and what did she die of? Shortage of breath?
Never you mind.
Oh, but I do mind.
Well, you shouldn't, and you better not, you hear?
Better not. Better not. For the cheek of it. The workhouse cheek of it, my mother, he says. She was a nice un, she was. You know, Workus, it can't be helped now, and of course, it couldn't be helped then. And I'm very sorry for it. But you must know, your mother, she was a regular old right-down baddie.
What did you say?
A regular old right-down baddie. And it's a good thing that she died when she did, or she'd be doing hard labor in prison, as like as not.
Help! Charlotte, miss!
Noah! Get help! Charlotte, water, quick!
Going off again.
Charlotte! We could all be running in our beds! Charlotte! Ah! Heaven, help us! I wanted a drink! Charlotte, what do you need, Charlotte?
Dear mother, I don't know. Unless we call for the Bow Street Runners.
The Beetle.
Mr. Bumble!
Mr. Bumble,
Where is he? Dead?
very much alive.
Oliver!
You let me out of here.
Do you know this here voice, Oliver?
Yes.
And ain't you afraid of it, Oliver? Ain't you a trembling when I speak, Oliver?
No.
Of course, the boy's half insane, sir. No boy in half his senses would speak so to you.
It's not madness, madam. It's meat.
What?
Meat, madam, meat. You've overfed him, madam. You have raised an artificial spirit unbecoming of the boy's station in life. If you'd have kept him on gruel, madam, this would never have happened.
Dear, this is what comes of being generous?
Ah, yes, indeed. The only thing that can be done now, that I can think of, is to take him back for a few days until he's a little starved down. I'll keep him on gruel. He comes of a bad family.
What's going on in my parlor?
That's boy Ollie there. You have no idea what he's done. Never in all my life.
Now, you're a nice young fella, ain't you?
He called my mother names.
And what if he did, you little ungrateful wretch? She probably deserved everything that was said about her, and worse.
She didn't. She did. It's a lie.
Oh, my dear! He's gone!
Who's gone? Oliver! He's run off!
5 pounds run off! 5 pound worth of mine run off! After him!
Meat, madam, meat!
Glorious food, hot sausage and mustard. While we're in the mood, cold jelly and custard. What you staring at? Ain't you never seen a gent? No, I haven't. Tired? I've been running hard. Oh, I see. You must be running away from the beak. The what? Now, don't tell me you don't know what a beak is, me flesh mate.
Isn't a beak what a bird's got?
My eyes, how green! A beak is a magistrate for your information. Hungry?
Starving?
Got no mother?
No.
Father?
No.
Lovely balmy weather we're having today, don't you think? Staying in London?
Yes.
Got any lodgings?
No.
Money?
Not a farthing. Do you live in London?
When I'm at home, I suppose you want someplace to sleep tonight, don't you? Are you accommodated?
No, I don't think so.
Then accommodated you shall be, me old mate. There's a certain house, and I know a respectable old gentleman lives there, who will give you lodgings for nothing and never ask for the change. This is, and that is, if any other gentleman whom he knows introduces you. And does he know me? I should say he does. Not half he don't, and some.
Who is this respectable old gentleman then? Is he a charity gentleman?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that. Not exactly. But if I introduce someone, it's all right. I happen to be a particular favorite of Mr. Fagin. That's his name, Mr. Fagin. And by the way, if I'm introducing you to Fagin, I would know who you are, we old china plate.
My name's Oliver. Oliver Twist.
And my name's Jack Dawkins, better known among my more intimate friends as the Artful Dodger.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Dawkins.
Come to think of it, I ain't got no intimate friends. But what's the difference, me old pork sausage? You're coming with me.
Are you sure Mr. Fagin won't mind?
Mind? Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family. We've taken to you so strong. It's clear we are going to get along. Consider yourself well in. Consider yourself part of the furniture. There isn't a lot to spare. Who cares? Whatever we've got, we share. If it's your chance to be, we should see some harder days. Empty lot of days. Why grouse? Always the chance we'll meet somebody to foot the bill. Then the drinks are on the house. Consider yourself our mate. We don't want to have no fuss. For after some consideration, we can state, consider yourself one of us. Consider yourself
At home,
consider yourself
one of the family.
we've taken to you
So strong.
it's clear
We're
going to get along. Consider yourself
well in.
consider yourself part of the furniture.
There isn't a lot to spare.
Who cares? Whatever we got, we share. Nobody tries to be la-di-da and uppity. There's a cup of tea for all. Only it's wise to be handy with the rolling pin when the landlord comes to call.
Consider yourself.
Our mate, we don't want to have no fuss. For after some consideration, we can state, consider yourself one of us. Consider yourself. It's so wet. my new friend, Oliver Twist.
I hope I shall have the honor of our intimate acquaintance. Leave alone! We are very glad to see you, my dear. Very. Charlie, draw a tub near the fire for Oliver. Don't you take off the sausages. Shut up and drink your gin. Ah, I see you're staring at the pocket handkerchiefs, eh? There's quite a few of them, ain't there? They're just hung up for the wall. That's all.
Is this a laundry then, sir?
Well then, not exactly. I'm sure that would be a very nice thing indeed. But our line of business pays a little better. Don't it, boys?
Not at.
You see, Oliver? In this life, one thing counts. In the bank, large amounts. I'm afraid these don't grow on trees. You've got to pick a pocket or two. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Boys, you've got to pick a pocket or two.
Large amounts don't grow on trees. You got to pick a pocket or two.
Why should we break our backs stupidly paying tax? Better get some untaxed income. You've got to pick a pocket or two. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Boys, you've got to pick a pocket or two.
Why should we all break our backs? Better pick a pocket or two.
What a crook! Gave away all he took. Charities fine, subscribe to mine. Get down and pick a pocket or two. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Boys, you've got to pick a pocket or two.
Robin Hood was far too good. Better pick a pocket or two.
Take a tip from Bill Sykes. He can whip what he likes. I recall he started small. He had to pick a pocket or two. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Boys, you've got to pick a pocket or two.
We can be like old Bill Sykes if we pick a pocket or two.
Little chick passing by, something nice takes his eye. Everything's cleared up, Jack the dear. Get in and pick a pocket or two. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Boy, you've got to pick a pocket or two.
No fear, attack the rear. Get in and pick a pocket or two.
When I see someone reach, both my thumbs start to itch. Only to find some peace of mind, I've got to pick a pocket or two. You've got to pick a pocket or two.
a pocket or two.
Just to find some peace of mind, we have to pick a pocket or two.
Put them all back in a box. All of them. Come here. What a crime. I hope you've all been at hard work today, my dears.
Hard as rocks.
Good boys, good boys. What have you got, Dodger?
A couple of wallets.
Ah. Not as heavy as they might be, but very nicely made. Ingenious workman, isn't he, Oliver?
Very ingenious, sir.
And what have you got, my dear?
Nose rogues!
Very good ones. Yellow and green. But you haven't embroidered them too well, so you have to pick the initials out with a little needle. You have to learn to do this too, Oliver. Won't you, boys?
Oh, yes.
But in the meantime, you have to learn to make wallets like Dodger and Charlie. You'd like that, wouldn't you, my dear?
Oh, yes, Mr. Fagin, if you'll teach me.
Certainly, my boy, no fee. Just stick with Dodger and Charlie. Make them your models. Especially Dodge here. He's gonna be a regular little Bill Sykes, he is. Now then, is this my handkerchief protruding from my pocket?
Yes, sir, I can just see the corner.
Well then, see if you can take it without my feeling, like you saw the others do. Get a light tight, here I tight, tum. You've got to pick a pocket or two, boys. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Is it gone?
Yes, sir. It's right here in my hand.
Is it? What a clever boy! I've never seen a sharper lad. Here's a sixpence for you. I have to go to the bank. Yes, you're quite the gentleman now, my dear. You've got a sixpence on credit, a home and a profession. Hey, boys!
Oh, yes.
Now bedtime, all of you! Oliver, you can sleep down there. Don't just settle down. Here's a nightcap for you, Oliver.
This is crazy.
The Wedgwood's in the sink. You've got to pick a pocket or two, boys. You've got to pick a pocket or two. You know? Can I help it? Just like to look at them. It's my little pleasure. A quick count up and a bit of gin. I mean, who's gonna look after me in my old age? Will you? Will you? You! Why, what are you the scene. Quick, quick, over here. Every detail of what you saw.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fagin. I didn't mean to disturb
Were
you.
you up 5 minutes ago?
No, sir.
2 minutes ago?
I'm not sure,
Be
sir.
sure, be sure.
All right, then, I'm sure.
All right, then. If you're sure, then I'm sure. Of course, I knew it all along, my dear. I was only trying to frighten you, my boy. You're a brave boy, Oliver, a brave boy. Tell me, did you see any of the pretty things?
Oh, yes,
Ah, they're mine. My little property. Well, I have to carry on in my old age. It's a terrible thing, old age.
May I get up now, sir?
Of course. There's a basin over by the fire. You can have a wash.
But I just had a wash yesterday.
Well, today's your birthday. Now wash.
Come on, then.
Why, it's Nancy. Wake up, boys. The girls are here.
We'll have less of that if you don't mind. Where's the gin?
All in moderation, my dear. Too much gin could be harmful to a pure girl such as yourself.
Well, what's wrong with a bit of danger then, Mr. Fagin? After all, that's the only excitement we got around here. And who would deny us these small pleasures? Would you? Small pleasures, who would deny us these? Gin toddies, large measures, no skipping if you please. I rough it, I love it, life is a game of chance. I never tire of it, leading a merry dance. If you don't mind having to go without things, it's a fine life. It's a fine life. Though it ain't all jolly or pleasure outings, it's a fine life. It's a fine life. When you've got someone to love, you forget your care and strife. Let the prudes look down and just let the wide bird frown and just, it's a fine, fine life. Who cares if straight laces sneer at us in the street? Finesse and fine graces don't have to sin to eat. We wander through London, who knows what we may find. There's pockets left undone on many a behind. If you don't mind taking it like it turns out, it's a fine life. It's a fine life. Keep the candle burning until it burns out. It's a fine life. It's a fine life. Though you sometimes do come by the occasional black eye, you can always cover one till he blacks the other one, but you don't dare cry. No flounces, no feathers, no frills and fur billows. All winds and all weathers ain't good for fancy clothes. These trappings, these chatters, these we can just afford. What future, what matters? We've got a bed and board. If you don't mind having to deal with Fagin, it's a fine life. It's a fine life. And no disease rats threaten to bring the plague in. It's a fine life. It's a fine life. And the grass is green and dense on the right side of the fence. And we take good care of it that we get our share of it, and we don't mean pants. If you don't mind having a like a lumpet, it's a fine life. It's a fine life. And no, there's no tea sipping or eating crumpet. It's a fine life. It's a fine life. Not for me. The happy home, happy husband, happy wife. Though it sometimes touches me, for the likes of such as me, mine's a fine, fine life.
Oliver Twist, Esquire.
Charmed to meet you.
Yes, with our ladies and gentlemen here, with our quality.
Oh, yes. You wouldn't know quality if you saw it. None of you. Except Dodge. Have you seen the way them quality gentlemen treats their ladies?
Of course I am.
Shall we show them how it's done?
Definitely.
Go on, Nancy, give us a free show on the stage.
Shut up, you lot. Now, how's it go, Dodge? It's all bowing and hats off and...
Don't let your petticoats dangle in the mud, my darling.
And I'll go
No,
last.
I'll go last.
No, I'll go last.
I do anything for you, dear. Anything for you mean everything to me. I know that I'd go anywhere for your smile. Anywhere for your smile. Everywhere I'd see.
Would you climb a hill?
Anything,
Wear a daffodil?
anything,
Leave me all your will?
anything.
Even fight my bill?
What fisticuffs I'd risk. Everything for one kiss. Everything, yes I do. Anything,
Anything?
anything for you.
Come on, Dodge. You do it now.
I do anything for you, dear. Anything for you mean everything to me. I know that I'd go anywhere for your smile. Anywhere for your smile. Everywhere I'd see.
Would you lace my shoe?
Anything,
Paint your face bright blue?
anything,
Catch a kangaroo?
anything.
Go to Timbuktu?
And back again, I risk everything for one kiss. Everything, yes, I do anything,
Anything.
anything for you.
Would you rob the shop?
Anything,
Would you risk the drop?
anything,
Here your eyes go pop.
anything.
When you come down pop.
Hang everything we'd risk, life and limb, to keep you in the swim. Yes, we do anything, anything for you.
Ta-ta, you lot.
Blue. Dodger, you take Oliver with you. Gotta make a start somewhere, and believe me, you couldn't make a finer start. Good luck on your first jump today, Oliver. I'll be waiting for you when you come home. You can go, but be back soon. You can go, but while you're working, there's a place I'm hitting around to take you home. Safe and sound, you'll be gone, be back soon. Who can tell what danger's lurking? Do not forget this tune. Be back soon.
How could we forget? How could we let our dear old Megan worry? We love him so we'll come back home. It knows such a great big hurry. It's us that pipes his tune. So long, farewell, pip, pip, cheerio. We'll be back soon.
You'll be gone, be back soon. sing and bring back plenty of pocket handkerchiefs. And you should be clever thieves with a quick and payback soon. There's a sixpence here for 20 and what lovely tune. Be back soon.
Our pockets will hold a watch of gold that chimes upon the hour. Our wallet, fat and old nose hat, the fountains from the tower. The birds runners, but they don't know this tune. So long, Freddy, well, picnic, cheerio, we'll be back soon.
Cheerio, but be back soon. I don't know, somehow I'll miss you. I love you, that's why I say cheerio. So goodbye, coming on, be back soon. Give me one long that to bless you. Remember that or two. Be back soon.
The monsters are here, we'll be back here today, perhaps tomorrow. We'll miss you too, it's sad but true. A party's such sweet sorrow. And when we listen to this famous whisper tune. So long, Freddy, well, Pipkin, cheerio, we'll be back soon.
Cheerio, be back soon. I don't know, somehow I'll miss you. I love you, that's why I say cheerio. Goodbye, coming on, be back soon. Give me one that's a bless you. Remember that or two. Be back soon. Good luck on your first job today, Oliver.
especially when they've been on the gin or the beer. If you got the patience, your own imaginations will tell you just exactly what you want to hear. Ba-ba, that's how it goes. Ba-ba, everyone knows. They all suppose what they want to suppose when they hear ba-ba. Mr. Percy Snodgrass would often have the old glass, but never when he thought anybody could see. Secretly buy it and drink it on the quiet and dream he wasn't there with a girl on each knee. Ba-ba, that's how it goes. Ba-ba, gratis and in she'll do, and then she knows when to say when. Oh, papa, that's how it goes. Oh, papa, everyone knows. Whether it's hidden or whether it shows, it's the same, oh, papa. She was from the country, but now she's up a gum tree. She let a fella feed her and laid her along. What's the good of crying? She's made a bed to lie in. She's glad to bring the coin in and join in this song. Oh, papa, that's how it goes. Oh, papa, everyone knows. She is no longer the same blushing rose ever since, oh, papa. All together now, there's little Titty, they're singing in the city, especially when they've been nudging all the beer. If you got the patience, your own imaginations will tell you just what you want to hear. Oh, papa, that's how it goes. Oh, papa, everyone knows. They all suppose what they want to suppose. When they hear, oh, papa. All right, you lot. Drinks on Fagin.
Strong men tremble when they hear it. They've got cause enough to fear it. It's much blacker than they smear it. Nobody mentions my name. Rich men hold the 5-pound notes out. Saves me emptying the coats out. They know I could tear their throats out just to live up to my name. With me, Jemmy in me, and let me see the man who dares stop me taking what I may. He can start to say his prayers. Biceps like an iron girder, fit for doing of a murder. If I just so much as heard a bloke even whisper my name, Bill Sykes. Strong men tremble when they hear it. They've got cause enough to fear it. It's much blacker than they smear it. Nobody mentions my name. One buff tumbling with his valet bumped into me in the alley. Now his eyes will never tally. He never heard of my name. One bloke used to boast to claim he could take my name in vain. Poor bloke, shame he was so green, never was he seen again. Once bad, what's the good in turning? In hell, I'll be there a-burning. Meanwhile, think of what I'm earning, all on account of my name. What is it? What is it? What is it? My name!
Where's Oliver? Where's the boy? Now then, what's become of him? What have become of Oliver?
He got took away in a coach.
Who coach? What coach? Where coach?
He got nailed on the job. They took him to court. I waited outside. Then the old man that we robbed came out of the courthouse with Oliver and took him off in a coach to his home.
Where to? Quick! Speak!
Bloomsbury, 19, Chepstow Gardens. I run all the way.
Why didn't you look after him? Why didn't you bring him back with you?
Fagin looks worried.
Ha! You see, Bill, one of us, a new boy, went out on his first job today with Dodger. And I'm afraid, you see, that he may say something that could get us into a bit of trouble.
That's very likely. You're blown upon, Fagin.
And I'm afraid, you see, that if the game were up with us, it could be up with a good many more. And that would turn out rather worse for you than it would for me, my dear.
Somebody's got to find out what's been done or said. If he hasn't said anything yet, there's still a chance we might get him back without suspicion. We'll nab him the very moment he dares set foot outside that house. Now who's gonna go?
The very thing. Nancy, my dear, what do you say?
The very thing.
That it won't work, so there's no use of trying it on, Fagin.
And just what do you mean by that remark?
What I say, Bill.
Why, you're just the very person for it. Nobody up that way knows anything about you.
And as I don't want 'em to, neither. It's rather more no than yes with me, Bill.
She'll go, Fagin.
No, she won't, Fagin.
Yes, she will, Fagin. Go on, get out!
Go home, Bet. As long as he needs me. Oh, yes, he does need me. In spite of what you see, I'm sure that he needs me. Who else would love him still when they've been used so ill? He knows I always will, as long as he needs me. I miss him so much when he is gone, but when he's near me, I don't let on the way I feel inside, the love I have to hide, the hell I've got, my pride, as long as he needs me. He doesn't say the things he should, he acts the way he thinks he should, but all the same I'll play this game his way, as long as he needs me. I know where I must be. I'll cling on steadfastly, as long as he needs me, as long as life is long. I'll love him right or wrong, and somehow I'll be strong, as long as he needs me. If you've been lonely, then you will know when someone needs you, Does it fall from skies above? Is it underneath the willow tree that you've been dreaming of? Where is she? Who will buy my sweet red roses, two blooms for a penny? Who will buy my sweet red roses, two blooms for a penny? Will you buy any milk today, mistress? Any milk today, mistress? Who will buy my sweet red roses? Any milk today, mistress? Two blooms for a penny. Ripe strawberries, ripe. Ripe strawberries, ripe. Any milk today, mistress? Who will buy my sweet red roses? Any milk today, mistress? Who will buy strawberries? Buy my sweet red roses? Strawberries, buy my sweet red roses? Who will buy this wonderful morning? Such a sky you never did see. Who will buy my sweet red roses? Who will tie it up with a ribbon and put it in a box for me? Strawberries, ripe, so I could see it at my leisure. Whenever things go wrong, and I would keep it as my treasure to last my whole life long. Any milk today? Who will buy this wonderful
Doctor. Doctor, I think you'll find a great improvement in the boy.
That, sir, is for me to decide.
Thank you, Mrs. Bedwin. How do you feel today, my boy?
Much better, thank you, sir. May I stay here always, please?
If you wish, dear boy, if you wish. Here's the doctor to see you.
Yes, you are feeling much better, aren't you, boy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I know you are. You're hungry too, aren't you?
No, sir.
No, you're not hungry. He's not hungry, Mrs. Bedwin.
No, Doctor.
Let's take a look here. You're sleepy, aren't you, boy?
No, sir.
No, you're not sleepy, not thirsty either. Why, if that boy's thirsty, I'll eat my head. Are you?
Yes, sir. Rather thirsty.
Just as I expected. It's very natural he should be thirsty. You may give him a little tea.
May I get up now, sir?
I think you may. And get some fresh air, too. Mrs. Bedwin, make sure the boy doesn't get too cold, but don't let him be too warm either. Will you have the goodness?
Certainly, Doctor.
You will be glad to be up again, Oliver. Doctor, do you notice the most extraordinary likeness between that boy's face and the portrait of my daughter Agnes?
Can't say I do. I only know two sorts of boys. Mealy-faced boys and beef-faced boys.
And which is Oliver?
Mealy? Where'd he come from?
Didn't I tell you? He was arrested for stealing my pocket handkerchief.
What, sir?
Yes. It was all my mistake. And when the shopkeeper told us what really happened, and he was released by the magistrate, I brought him back here to make what amends I could. But I must confess, I find myself strangely attached to that child.
He's deceiving you, my good man. He had a fever. What of that? Fevers aren't peculiar in good people, are they? Bad people get fevers sometimes, haven't they? He stole your pocket handkerchief, sir, and he'll steal more.
He didn't. Yes, what is it?
The books you earned from the bookseller, sir.
Ah, yes. Now, I have some other books here. Hey, wait a moment. Come back. Oh, dear. I particularly wish for some books to be returned today.
Send Oliver with them. He'll be sure to get them there safely. And if he does, I'll eat my head.
Yes, sir. Do let me.
Oh, very well. If you wish, you shall. Now, I'll tell you what I want you to do. Take these books and say you've come to pay the £4.10 that Mr. Brownlow owes. Here's £5. No need to rush. It's right down the road, but I shall expect you back in 10 minutes.
Very good, sir.
Now, Mrs. Bedwin, let's see. 10 minutes.
Who will go?
There'll never be a day so sunny it could not
2 weeks ago from his parents, who are hard-working, respectable people, joined a set of thieves and bad characters. Almost broke his mother's heart. Make him come home.
Young rat, go home, you little brute.
No, I won't. I ain't got no mother, nor father neither. Just listen to him. Beg, tell them it's a lie, please, Beg. See, he knows his little sister. He can't hide that. Make him come home, or he'll kill his mother and father.
What the devil's this? Young Oliver, come home to your poor mother, you young dog. Come on home. What books are these?
They're Mr. Brownlow's.
Been stealing again, have you? Give him here. Why, he's nothing but a thief and a vagabond. Come on home, you young villain.
Come on, Oliver.
Twist? I'll give her a twist.
All right, Bill, leave him now. We're here.
Look, boys, Oliver's back.
He's got books, Fagin. Look at his togs. Superfine cloth and a heavy swell cut. Nothing but a gentleman, Fagin.
Delighted to see you looking so well, my dear. What in your right and told you were coming home so soon? We would have prepared a warm supper for you.
Hello? What's that? That's mine, Fagin.
No, my dear. Mine, Bill, mine.
If that ain't mine and Nancy's, that is, I'll take the boy back again.
This is hardly fair, Bill.
Fair or not fair, and over, I tell you. Hardly fair, is it, Nancy? You think Nancy and me has got nothing better to do with your precious time but to spend it chasing after young children? Now give it here, you avaricious old skeleton. Give it here. That's for our share of the trouble, and not half enough either. Here, start a library.
You can't keep those. They belong to Mr. Brownlow, and if he finds out you've got them, he'll be here after you.
So he'll be after me, will he? What did you tell him about us?
Nothing.
That remains to be seen. Will I find out you said anything out of place? Fagin, I'll wait till that young scoundrel's told him everything.
Help!
Stand off me, or I'll split your head against the wall.
I don't care for that, Bill. The child shan't be on unless you kill me first.
Shanty, I'll do just that if you don't take off.
All right, we've got him. What's the matter?
The girl's gone mad, I think.
No, she hasn't, Fagin. Don't think it.
Well, keep quiet, will you?
No, I won't keep quiet.
Try and run away, would you?
I won't stand by and see it done, Bill. You've got him here. What more would you want? Let him be. Let him be. Or I shall put my mark on someone and not care for the consequence.
Why, Nancy, you look wonderful today. Such talent. What an actress.
Am I? Take care I don't overdo it. Because I'm warning you, I'll put my finger on you and I don't care if I hang with you.
You? Do you know who you are and what you are?
Oh, yes, I know all about it. Who I am and what I am.
Then keep quiet, or I'll quiet you for a good long time to come. You're nice and coming with all this humane and genteel rubbish. A pretty subject for the child, as you call him, to make a friend of.
Lord help me, I am, and I wish I'd been struck dead in the street before I lent a hand in bringing him here. After today, he's a thief, a liar, and all that's bad from this day forth. Isn't that enough for you without beating him to death?
Come now. Civil words, Bill, civil words.
Civil words, yes, you deserve them from me. I thieved for you when I was a child half his age, and for 12 years since. Don't you forget it.
Well, if you have, it's your living.
Some living, some living.
You deserve, you get.
No getting, all giving.
Must we have murders yet? There'll be murders, there'll be terrors.
heart of gold. Get down on the top to shut the door. It's a life. Look after him, Dodger. And I'll look after myself. A man's got a heart, hasn't he? Joe, king of heart, hasn't he? And though I'd be the first one to say that I wasn't a saint, I'm finding it hard to be really as black as they paint. The situation can a fellow be ugly all his life? The trials and tribulations, better settle down and get myself a wife. And the wife would cook and sew for me, and come for me, and go for me, and go for me, and nag at me. The fingers she will wag at me, money she will take from me, and misery she'll make from me. I think I'd better think it out again. A wife you can keep anyway. I'd rather sleep anyway. That without anyone in the world, and I'm starting from now. So how to win friends and to influence people, so how? The situation. I must quickly look up everyone I know. Titled people with a station who could help me make a real impressive show. I will own a suite at Claridge's and run a fleet of carriages and wave at all the duchesses with friendliness as much as the bidding of my new estate. Good mother, do you magistrate? I think I'd better think it out again. Shall I go? Somebody? Who do I know? Nobody. All my dearest companions have always been villains and thieves. It's my time of life I should start turning over new leaves. I'm already knowing the situation. If you want to eat, you've got to earn a bob. Is it such a humiliation for a robber to perform an honest job? So a job I'm getting possibly. I wonder who the boss will be. I wonder if he'll take to me what bonuses he'll make to me. I'll start at 8 and finish rated normal, rated all, but wait! I think I'd better think it out again.
What happens when I'm 70? Must come a time, 70, when you're old and it's cold and who cares if you live or you die. Your one consolation's the money you may have goodbye. Wrong to be arrogant every way. I don't want nobody hurt for me or me to do the dirt for me. This fucking life is not for me. It's getting far too hard for me. Don't want to wander off for me, but who will find a job for me? I don't care what they've got for me, but who will change the plot for me? I think I'd better think of something. Hey!
Married. And 2 weeks ago tomorrow, it was done. It seems an age. I sold myself for 6 teaspoons, a pair of sugar tongs, and a milk pot, with a small quantity of second-hand furniture and 20 pounds cash. I went very reasonable. Cheap. Dirt cheap.
Cheap? Oh! You were dear at any price, and dear enough I paid for you. Lord above note that. Are you going to sit there snoring all day?
I will as long as I think proper, madam. And though I was not snoring, I shall snore, gape, sneeze, laugh, or cry as the humor strikes me. Such being my prerogative.
Your prerogative?
I said the word, madam. The prerogative of a man is to command.
And what is the prerogative of a woman? In the name of goodness.
To obey, madam. Your late unfortunate husband should have taught it to you. And then perhaps he would have been alive today. And I wish he was. Poor man.
Ooh! Then you're a hard-hearted brute.
Cry away, madam. It opens the lungs, exercises the eyes, softens the temper, and washes the face. So cry away.
How dare you speak to me that way, you great big lump!
Oh.
Now talk about your prerogative, if you dare! Shut up! Now you better leave before I do something desperate. Well, are you going?
Certainly, madam. Certainly. I had no intention of staying. It's just that you're so very violent.
here. Nearer. It's old Sally, Mum. She says she's got something to tell you that must be heard. She never died quiet till you hear. Turn her away.
Go on, get out of it.
But I'm your old friend Annie.
Go on, get out of it.
Now listen to me. Once in this very room, in this very bed, I noted a pretty young creature with her feet cut and bruised with walking. She gave birth to a boy and died.
What about her?
I robbed her. I robbed her, so I did. All she had around her neck, and it was gold.
Gold? Yes, go on, what of it?
This is it. Lock it. Lock it. She whispered in my ear that if her babe should live, there may come a day when it might be proud to hear its poor mother's name.
And what was the boy's name?
They called him
Yes?
Oliver.
We must retrieve that boy, Mr. Bumble.
We must indeed, madam. We must indeed.
Oliver, Oliver.
That was the mite with the large appetite. Oliver, Oliver.
Apparently he's from a rich family.
And to think we nearly stupidly wed and lost track of him.
If the truth were known, we both were delighted at seeing the back of him.
Oliver,
Oliver. What would he do?
We must give him his due.
And we'll praise the day somebody gave us Oliver.
I understand you bring information regarding the boy, Oliver Twist.
I come in to answer your advertisement. Bumble is my name. Sir, beadle of the workhouse where the boy was cared for, from where he was apprenticed to an undertaker, where he ran away from.
Yes, yes. And do you know where the boy is now?
Not, no more than nobody.
Well, what do you know of him?
This little trinket was given by the lad's dying mother to my dear wife just before she died. The lad's dying mother, that is, not my wife. Mrs. Bumble has kept it this whole time.
You say that when he left your workhouse, he went to an undertaker's.
Yes, Mr. Sobery. The undertaker took Oliver from us for £5.
So you mean to say you sold him like an animal?
Well, sir, you see, it was Mrs. Bumble who actually authorized the sale.
Really? Then, I will see to it that neither of you is employed in a situation of trust again. You may leave my house.
I hope that this little unfortunate circumstance won't deprive me of my parochial office.
Indeed it will, and you may find yourself well off besides.
It was Mrs. Bumble. She would do it.
That is no excuse. You were present on the occasion when the boy was sold, and indeed are more guilty of the two in the eye of the law. For the law supposes that your wife acts under your direction.
If the law supposes that, then the law is an ass. If that is the eye of the law, then the law is a bachelor. And the worst I wish the law is that its eye may be opened by expedience. By expedience.
came to see him. I've got to see him.
There is a young person, sir, at the back door inquiring for you and saying it's about Oliver.
Mrs. Bedouin, take a look at this miniature. Do you see who it is?
Why, it's Miss Agnes, sir.
Yes, my daughter Agnes. I have every reason to suspect that Oliver was a child.
I can't stay out there any longer. If I would have gone away, as many would have, you might have been sorry, and not without reason, neither.
I'm sorry if anyone has been rude to you. Can I help you in any way?
I don't know. Can she be trusted?
Yes. Why?
I'm the one that took little Oliver back to old Fagin's the morning he left this house.
You?
Me, sir, and I wish now that I'd never been a part of it. He mentioned you specially, and I thought maybe if I came to see you...
Where is this Fagin's?
That I can't tell you.
Did you perhaps know that Oliver is probably my grandchild?
I didn't know nothing. All I knew were me orders. I had to get him back or suffer for it. You don't believe me. I don't want your pity. I had to come, even though there are those who would murder me if they knew I'd been here.
Murder? But where's Oliver? Where's this Fagin's?
I can't tell you. I just wanted to let you know that Oliver's safe. I must go back now, quickly.
But what can I do about all of this? Why must you go back? What's the reason you can't tell me where he is? Why do you have to return to those people? I can call the Bow Street Runners in a moment, and if you tell them what you just told me, they will see you come to no harm.
Don't you understand? I want to go back. I must go back. How can I explain? You see, back there's a man that I just can't leave. You see, I love him. You don't know what it's like to love someone like that.
I understand.
My dear ladies, do excuse me, but I am quite anxious about Oliver. Did you say you could help me?
I won't tell you where he is, but I'll bring him to you. Not here, that's too dangerous. Will you promise I won't be watched or followed?
I promise you solemnly.
Then tonight, between 11 and the time the clock strikes 12, I'll walk on London Bridge, and I'll bring Oliver. He doesn't act as though he cares, but deep inside I know he cares, and this is why I'm tied right by his side, as long as he needs me. I know where I must be.
looking at me like that, Bill?
It's a dark night, my girl. But it's light enough for what I've got to do.
No, Bill, I wasn't going to blow the gas. Honest, I wouldn't say nothing, Bill. Bill! Bill!
Could you tell us what happened, sir?
I came here to meet this poor creature, and as I crossed the bridge, I saw someone rapidly disappearing in the other direction.
Could you tell us what he looked like?
He was a broad-shouldered, heavily built man.
Anything else?
He wore a blue coat and a tall hat.
Bill Sykes!
Bill Sykes!
It's Nancy! He's murdered Nancy!
Look, there's his dog. After him.
Fagin! Let me in, Fagin!
Look, there he is!
Stand back, or I'll kill the boy!
Who do you think you're laying your hands on? Waking a respectable man up in the early hours of the morning? And what are all these people doing here? Shame on you. If only my attorney were here, but he's having breakfast with the Vice President of the House of Commons.
Hey, he's got Fagan's money.
That's Fagan's money, but where is he then? Come out, Fagin.
We want Fagin! We want Fagin!
There's nothing left in the place. It's been cleared out. But what about Fagin?
If Fagan's not in there, there's only one place he can be. Where? The Three Cripples. The Three Cripples! We want Fagin! We want Fagin! We want Fagin!
Come, Oliver. We'll take you home now.
Somebody change. It's possible. It may be strange, but it's possible. Oh, my dearest companions and treasures, I've left them behind. I'll turn the leaf over, and who can tell what I may find?